Hello and welcome to your video magazine, the Celtic Collection edition number 3. A brand new season and a lot to look forward to, and much has been happening during the close season. The re-signing of Paul McStay, he speaks in depth to the Celtic Collection. The Tony Mowbray testimonial down at Middlesbrough, Celtic against Manchester United, commemorating that triumph in Lisbon 25 years ago. An in-depth interview with manager Liam Brady and the plans for the club for the future. But first of all, July 92, after 10 days preparation in Glasgow, saw the team cross the Irish Sea for a 4-match tournament in Dublin and in Cork. First of all, in the Bordgash Trophy, they played the Ireland All-Stars. Liam Brady took a very full squad, and it was an excellent crowd at Tolka Park in Dublin.
Finds Joe Miller, and Morris there again in support. Cross comes in towards the head of Craney, and there's McNeville to save for the Stars. Good save off the line from Shelbrand's McNeville. A pinpoint cross from Chris Morris. Craney came and Dermot O'Neill was caught in no man's land, but there was McNeville, and it remains 0-0. Murphy's throw in to Pat Fenlon. And that pass going astray, straight to Joe Miller. He's got Tommy Coyne in support, and here's a chance for the Irish international, off the post. And the League Stars so lucky there. The left foot shot from Coyne, the post saves Bordgash League Stars. Corner kick from Celtic, palmed away by O'Neill, straight to Mike Galloway, and there it is, 1-0 to Celtic, half an hour gone, and Mike Galloway with a super strike. He really took that goal well. A lovely corner from Steve Fulton. Dermot O'Neill again caught in no man's land, past the challenge of Best, and a great shot from Galloway. Free kick then to Celtic, Chris Morris standing over it, towards the head of Coyne, and Robbie Best there to get it away for a corner. Liam Brady and Mick Martin on the Celtic bench. And here's Chris Morris. The cross towards Tommy Coyne, and that beats Dermot O'Neill. It's 2-0. Celtic just got a little bit stronger than the League Stars. And Coyne there with more or less a free header. A popular goal from an Irish point of view. 2 Irish internationals involved. Morris's cross, Coyne with the header above Dave Barry, and Dermot O'Neill beaten at his left-hand post. For Carlisle on as a substitute in this second half, giving it away there. And Celtic seemingly with acres of space all over the pitch. Galloway providing Tommy Boyd with a chance to join the attack. Past the challenge of Shamrock Rovers' Dave Connell. And the cross towards Brian O'Neill, and it's 3. Again, Celtic just too sharp. 23 minutes gone in the second half, and Brian O'Neill, another Celtic substitute, gets the goal. Tommy Boyd's cross, and the header there, beating Pat Kelch to the ball, and Dermot O'Neill, no chance. Boyd again. It's Galloway, robbed by Carlisle. Collins battles back for Celtic, and here's Chris Morris, familiar figure to all Irish soccer fans. And he's got Charlie Nicholas on the run, and Nicholas with only O'Neill to beat. And there it is, 4-0. 3 goals in the last 12 minutes for Celtic. Morris seeing Nicholas on the run, past McNeville, and only O'Neill to beat, and that makes it 4. Free kick to the All-Stars, McNeville. Taking it to Declan Daly. Picked up by Paul McStay, and he sees Coyne on the run, and that's a lovely outball by McStay, and he's got Morris square, and here comes Chris Morris, and that makes it 5. A great end to the match for the Irish supporters. Chris Morris and Tommy Coyne again combining, this time Morris on the score sheet. 5-0 to Celtic. Just 3 minutes to go, and Coyne unselfishly finding his full-back. The Bordgash League Stars then losing both their games, the preparation and fitness advantage of their professional opponents all too obvious to see. So that left the destination of the trophy between Manchester City and Celtic, who met last Sunday in the third and final game of the tournament. And what a great shot that was by Galloway, and an excellent save by Martin Margetson. So City come looking for number 1. Dave White, cross to the far post. And Mike Sheeran unable to take that one under control. Huge crowd in Talca Park today. This clash of the professional teams. Galloway's out ball there to Charlie Nicholas. Oh, what a goal by Charlie Nicholas. That's what the crowd came to see. A bit of Celtic magic. 32 minutes gone and Celtic take the lead. Charlie, always the prince of goal scorers, saw the opening and Margetson had no chance. Great support here for Celtic, as there always is when they visit these shores. And here they come again. Keith Curl getting it away for City. And there's a bit of a mix-up in the City defence, and Tommy Coyne makes it number 2. As always, Irish internationals get a special cheer when they score in Dublin, and no different on this occasion. Though it has to be said, the City defence all over the place. Curl and Bonk in each other's way. And it broke nicely for Coyne. 2-0. Just managing to stab it through to Mike Galloway. And here's Chris Morris, and that makes it 3. The Bord Gáis tournament surely now won by Celtic, 3-0 ahead. Just 66 minutes gone, and what a strike by Chris Morris, his second goal of the tournament. Beautifully placed inside the left post. Manchester City, to their credit, taking the game to Celtic. Though surely now they can't get much out of this game. Mike Sheeran. Inside to Brightwell. And here's Peter Reid, and there's Sheeran. And that's a good strike. A consolation goal for City. 11 minutes to go. And Mike Sheeran makes it 3-1. Celtic defence perhaps allowing him a bit too much space, and he easily beat Marshall into that top corner. So the inaugural Bord Gáis tournament won by Glasgow Celtic, a very popular victory given their support here in Ireland. Manchester City not quite as sharp as their Scottish rivals, with the start of Celtic season now just a week away, and the League Stars outclassed, it has to be said. And it was chairman of Bord Gáis, Michael Conlon, who presented the Tipperary Crystal Trophy to Paul McStay, the Celtic captain.
A quiz question. When did Celtic players arrive for a football match before the dressing rooms? Well, the answer, as you may know, was down at Cork, where the team had agreed to go to open the new Bishopstown ground. But in truth, the ground was far from ready. Nevertheless, a chance for the Albanian international Rudi Vata to wear the green-white hoops for the first time under the watchful eye of Liam Brady. A very good crowd there, 5,500, and Celtic intent in winning, which is something they didn't do last season when they played Cork City. A full squad then, and the striking partnership from the kick-off up front was Tommy Coyne and Jerry Craney. Pat Bonner, a hugely popular figure in Ireland there, kicked off in goal, and in the second half, Gordon Marshall took over. This attack saw Craney and Coyne combining, but it was broken down by the Cork defence, one of the best sides in the Irish League. And a chance here to see Rudi Vata in action for the first time in the hoops. Wasn't so much a case of the hoops as the whoops on that occasion, watched by director Jimmy Farrell. But the Celtic goal came after 12 minutes. Tommy Coyne onto that pass, tucking the ball away past goalkeeper Devine. 1-0 to Celtic. No further scoring in the first half, although Celtic had their chances. Great effort there, just off the post. Celtic enjoyed the trip in the sunshine there in Ireland. A very good workout for Liam Brady's men. In the second half, as we mentioned, Gordon Marshall coming on for Pat Bonner. And a terrific effort there from Jerry Craney coming off the bar. But still 1-0. Tommy Boyd, though, was in fine form, combining here with Craney. Keeper couldn't hold it, and Tom Boyd was there to score his first goal of the pre-season build-up. 2-0 to Celtic, a very good workout down in Cork City. University College Dublin, a small ground and a small crowd, but another great chance for the Celts to get warmed up for the new season, which was now just over a week away. The final match in Dublin, and Paul McStay was immediately in on the action. Celtic had agreed to come to play University College Dublin, which is made up largely of students, but they were to provide tough opposition.
Look for it, Robbie. You should be singing out, Robbie.
Gordon Marshall had to be quick off his goal on this occasion, and the Dubliners had a real chance with this one. But the Celtic goal stayed intact. Long clearance here sees Vata back in action again at the heart of the Celtic defence. Skipper Paul McStay behind this move with Tommy Coyne. And a great effort there from Mark McNally back in the side after missing so much of last season. And a couple of those types of goals in this coming season would bring a smile to his face and to all the Celtic supporters. Celtic could have made it 2 when Steve Fulton was pulled down in the box. A University College supporter there not looking too happy, nor were the Celtic fans after Tommy Coyne missed with his spot kick. So still 1-0 to Celtic, that's how it finished, bringing to an end the Irish tour. 4 games and no defeats, something Liam Brady was pleased with. And before they go, one final effort. Brian O'Neill combining here with Tommy Coyne, and Stevie Fulton coming through with a great shot from 20 yards out. Just wide, and that's how it finished. Farewell to Dublin.
The idea developed from a range of promotional brochures which we produced for the marketing department. And when the brochures were produced, we felt it was almost a pity that they weren't available to a wider audience. And to this end, we decided to originally produce a series of posters. And obviously from that, we developed into postcards, which seemed a natural progression. A range of quality products, china mugs, table mats and coasters. And perhaps most importantly, one which probably appealed to most fans is a potted club history. The fans themselves played a very important part in pulling the whole collection together. We scoured junk markets, curio shops and various collectors, but I mean, at the end of the day, the fans did seem to add the personal touch to it. You know, they gave us their own copies of ancient newspapers, you know, going back prior to the Lisbon Lion days, and in fact, a whole selection of copies in just about every newspaper published in the day after the European Cup win, and they all feature quite strongly.
There's no such thing as a closed season at Celtic Park, and with 2 major rock concerts recently, Bryan Adams and Prince, time was at a premium for the ground staff. There was also extensive work to the main stand. Stadium director Tom Grant.
It involves replacing the old timber deck and timber seats with a brand new steel deck and plastic seats. We've improved the exit routes, we've increased the number of exits, we've altered the whole format of the upper stand simply to improve it and make it safer. We now comply with all the Taylor Report regulations for that particular area. It's been a sizable project during the close season. It's a time limit that's been very crucial for us to maintain.
And across the road at Barrowfield, the training ground has been transformed in recent months.
Over the last year or so, we have completely stripped out both pitches. A year ago, we had one grass pitch and we had one red ash pitch, which really for a club of Celtic stature was no longer even remotely good enough. So the whole area had probably in the region of about £350,000 spent on it. And John Maguire and Celtic Pools have been very helpful in providing us with all the cash from the sweepstake draws that he does throughout the year. That money goes towards the costs of upkeeping this place and improving the facilities here for the players.
Why did a world boxing champion and a Lisbon Lion come together? Well, Pat Clinton and Bobby Lennox teamed up to launch the Celtic family. Chief Executive Terry Cassidy.
If you look at the Celtic supporter and think about it logically, they have a massive buying power. And it's by using those supporters and being able to go to companies up and down the land and offering that buying power that Celtic have been able to come up with bargains, discounts and all sorts of offers which the Celtic supporter can take advantage of. One thing that I think should be made clear is when you look at the Celtic card, which Bobby was introducing on the video there, it's not a credit card. So people don't use the card to buy things with. It is their entree into getting discounts and getting allowances against things they're going to buy. It doesn't get them involved in debt, and it doesn't get them involved in paying interest. It's proof that they belong to the Celtic family and enables them to buy things from various companies. So that is the idea. It's using the power of a lot of Celtic people banding together in order to get advantages which would not normally be theirs to get. They get the card, which enables them to go to contributing companies and get discounts, and they will get a voucher book, which if they used every voucher and took advantage of it, they would get £3,000 worth of goods and savings.
Just some of the things happening behind the scenes at Celtic Park. The big news of the summer was the re-signing of the skipper and the star midfielder, Paul McStay. And he took time out at the start of this new season to talk exclusively to the Celtic collection. Paul, when was the moment you decided you would stay with Celtic?
I think it was once I had all the options before me, and after I'd spoken to Liam Brady, I think he helped convince me as well that the place for Paul McStay was Celtic Park.
The last game of the season when you threw your jersey to the jungle, what was the response of the fans in the days afterwards?
I got a good response from the fans. They just wanted me to do what was right for myself and Anne-Marie, and the fans were tremendous over the whole affair, and they gave me all the backing I needed. They just says take your time and make the right decision, but we were all hoping that you stay here. So when it came to making that decision and I had the options in front of us, the best one for myself was Celtic Park. And as I said all along, that was all I was wanting to do. Maybe people were fed up hearing me saying it, but that's the main thing was for me to let the contract run out and see what was there for Paul McStay.
Looking back on it then, you wouldn't have changed anything. You surveyed all the options and signed with Celtic.
Yeah, I wouldn't change anything now. I made the right choice. The media coverage that was given from day one, from the start of the new season when they mentioned Everton, I think that was just the start of it. Just a gradual progress from there till I eventually made a decision, and I feel maybe the fans were led on a wee bit by that, feeling that I should have made a decision well before the end of the season, which I felt at the time would have been wrong for me. I just wanted to see what was there, because I knew Celtic were a big club and they had ambition, and I wanted to see if any other clubs were interested in Paul McStay who had the same ambition as Celtic Football Club, and to me none of them did.
So the club have satisfied you that they have the ambition to go forward. How much do you want success as the captain of Celtic?
I think I hope it shows in my play the amount of the effort I put into the games that I want to be a winner, and the squad at Celtic Park at the moment want to win. A few of the younger lads have not savoured what it's like to walk up the stairs at Hampden and lift a trophy with the green and white ribbons on it, or to win a league championship. I want more of that, and I'm sure the younger lads here want it, and I'm sure the fans are desperate for it after a couple of years of not winning anything.
Are you worried though, and you must have weighed it up, that Rangers with their big spending power could leave Celtic behind?
I think over the years Rangers have, maybe since the season 87, have spent a lot of money on players, but they've never been that far ahead of us. We've always maintained our footballing qualities. We've tried to play good football, and last season going to Ibrox, I think we proved that we are just as good at a footballing side as Rangers. The only thing it was lacking last season was maybe our temperament and a couple of big matches where in the League Championship at the New Year we played Rangers, then Hearts. If we would have come out of something then, we would have went on to better things, I thought. But I think that was the only thing it was lacking. And this year we've started on a good note where we've got the proper attitude and hopefully align that to the football and we will be lifting trophies.
How were your fellow players when you walked back into the dressing room and you'd re-signed for Celtic?
The players were great with us. Again, they maybe fed up reading the papers, all the usual gossip. But basically they wanted what was best for me. And I got a great reception of the players when they come back as well.
It's ironic that Liam Brady is a man who's played in so many different clubs in different countries, and yet he also was a factor in you staying here.
Yeah, well, I think just playing under Liam for the short spell last season was a good experience. He wanted the team to play football, and that's something that suits me. And again, the talks I had through the summer with Liam also helped me make that decision. Although there is the footballing aspects, as many people know now, that Anne-Marie is expecting her first child, and that had to be taken into consideration.
That was a big factor, was it, the young Mick stay on the way?
Of course, yeah. I think the main thing in my life now is Anne-Marie and the family, and I've got to do what's best for them. We spoke it over and aligned to the football and things. We decided that the best place for us was in Scotland.
A sunny Sunday afternoon, July the 26th, 1992, and 10,000 Celtic fans head south for one of the most popular figures at Celtic Park, Tony Mowbray, his testimonial against his former side, his beloved Middlesbrough. Celtic sending down a full squad for this important match, but for Tony Mowbray the chance to look back on nearly a decade at the top with Middlesbrough and to look forward to what should be a glittering career with Celtic. And as he looked round Ayresome Park, he could hardly believe the crowd, 20,556, all coming to pay tribute to the man they call Mogger. Many of his old colleagues were there. Bobby Murdoch, the former Celtic great, the man who signed him as a 17-year-old when he joined Borough. Bobby, in those days, the youth coach and then the manager of the club. And Gary Pallister, who was at the heart of the defence with him for so long, now, of course, with Manchester United. So the match got underway with Celtic lining up Marshall, Morris and Boyd, Galloway, Mowbray, Gillespie, O'Neill, McStay, Craney, Nicholas and Collins. More about the subs shortly. A great afternoon, and early on we saw Tom Boyd showing us what he does best. A dash down the left wing, but the ball there intercepted. Look out in the Middlesbrough side for Pearce, Parkinson and Phillips, Kernahan, Mohan and Proctor, Slavin, Falconer, Wilkinson, Henry and Wright. Bernie Slavin, of course, self-confessed Celtic fan, and a man who scored a lot of goals for Borough over the past 3 or 4 years since moving down south from Albion Rovers. John Collins there in the thick of things, along with Mike Galloway. Nice chip from Gary Gillespie out to the left to Tom Boyd. First touch for Paul McStay, combining well with Charlie Nicholas, but the attack there just breaking down. The Celtic substitutes this afternoon: Pat Bonner, Derek White, Joe Miller, Tommy Coyne, Peter Grant, Darius Dubček and Mark McNally. So another stiff test for Celtic, undefeated of course in Ireland, and this game and then the match against Manchester United before the big kick-off and the very difficult match at Tynecastle against Hearts. John Collins in the thick of the action there, again releasing Tom Boyd down the left. Tom Boyd looking very lively in Ireland, and again here down at Ayresome Park. Craney, wide to O'Neill. Celtic finding it tough to get through the Middlesbrough defence. So John Collins having a buzz there from the edge of the box. A pensive Celtic bench there, led by Liam Brady. Mick Martin there as well. As Celtic come forward again, John Collins with a chance. Well collected there by goalkeeper Pearce. 10, number Henry for Middlesbrough. But a good run here by big Gary Gillespie. Left to John Collins, some good work by the midfield player. And a timely tackle breaking down the Celtic attack. John Henry again collecting for the Borough. And there's Bernie Slavin. But just too much purchase on that one, and no real problem for Gordon Marshall. Celtic fans, though, applauding good work there by Slavin. Charlie Nicholas now, who enjoys these kind of conditions and these exhibition games. With Mike Galloway. Galloway, great effort and a good stop there by Pearce. It's Galloway and McStay. Still 0-0 in the first half in this Tony Mowbray testimonial match. Nicholas and O'Neill. Good ball infield, chance for the shot there. Just off the bar. And a great chance for Celtic there to get an early lead. But at the other end, Gordon Marshall watches the ball come off the post, and that was a lucky break for Celtic. Caught unawares. But John Collins trying to take the pressure off the defence. So chances at both ends. Jerry Craney. Out to Brian O'Neill. Charlie Nicholas looking and receiving. Shuffling just outside the box. Lovely chip from Charlie. And Pearce just touching it over the top. But the best chance of the first half went to the home side. A Parkinson free kick. High into the box. A flashing header there from Proctor, and a great save by Gordon Marshall. Denying Proctor the chance there of opening the scoring for Middlesbrough. Paul McStay now for Celtic. But finding it difficult to get through, and a real chance on here just before the interval. 42 minutes gone as Middlesbrough come forward. The shot from Wilkinson. Paul Wilkinson slots it past Gordon Marshall, and the home fans are happy as the sides go in at half-time. 1-0 to Middlesbrough. A few changes for the second half. Gordon Marshall being replaced by Pat Bonner, Derek White coming on for Gary Gillespie, and Tommy Coyne replacing Jerry Craney. Real chance here for Charlie Nicholas, but the ball just overrunning him, and Pearce down to collect. John Collins running through, but no real danger there for Middlesbrough. They also made a few substitutions at half-time, throwing on Peake for Faulkner and Payton coming on for Wright. Gittins replacing Mohan. So both sides making 3 changes at half-time. No problem for big Tony Mowbray on that occasion, as the wind was coming up in the second 45, and the wind was put up Celtic here with this cross. Pat Bonner had it covered, although that could have been a nasty cross there. Still 1-0 to Borough, as Celtic now try to build down the left. Middlesbrough showing just why they've got a place in new Premier League down in England. Bernie Slavin with the chance. Pat Bonner, good positional play by the Irish international goalkeeper. Both keepers having played well in Ireland, as Celtic come forward. Collins down to Coyne, to Paul McStay, swivels and shoots, but collected by Pearce. Charlie Nicholas always difficult to dispossess when he's shielding the ball in that fashion. To Tom Boyd. Good challenge by skipper McStay. Infield to Charlie Nicholas, and the effort over the bar. McStay putting Galloway on the run. 25 yards out, tries the shot, well collected by Pearce. That's his favourite distance. We've seen Mike Galloway strike one already on the pre-season tour from that distance, as Celtic try to break down this defence, which, although it's now lacking Tony Mowbray, is well marshalled. Chris Morris now up over the halfway line. He's got Joe Miller now on. Mike Galloway going down there, heavy tackle, but Paul McStay on the run. Tries the cross. Oops. Well headed there by the officer. Good sporting crowd there. Corner then to Celtic. Mowbray's header, and a shot from Tommy Coyne. He scored in every game in the pre-season friendlies. He's done it in the Tony Mowbray testimonial. 83 minutes on the clock. Middlesbrough 1, Celtic 1. Good corner kick by Joe Miller, headed on by Tony Mowbray, and there was Tommy Coyne to make it 1-1. That's how it finished. Tony Mowbray cheering and clapping the Celtic supporters who'd come here in their thousands. 10,000 Celtic fans making the journey to Teesside, which is a great achievement, especially during the holiday period, letting Tony Mowbray know that he'll never walk alone. Tony Mowbray said afterwards, it's the best day of his life. That's what he told the Celtic View. And a great afternoon for Celtic as he threw his jersey to the crowds, and he was swamped there by some of the fans. Off the field, planning continues for the future of Celtic. What's the latest word on the development at Cambuslang? Chief Executive Terry Cassidy.
The latest news is that we, as everybody knows, I think they're being a little bit impish when they say these things, because we made application for outline planning, May? And initially we thought we might get an answer in the summer. The powers that be came back and said they want an environmental assessment report, which includes the impact on the surrounding area and things like contamination on the site and whatever. So that was undertaken for them, and that takes 4 or 6 weeks. There's a couple of months delay in that, and more expense as well. That's been submitted. We expect to get a reply from the planning people in October, November. We have no reason to suspect we'll get anything other than approval. But the other thing is that having gone through the process properly, and we've adopted the proper procedures, it's wrong of us to talk about it and make it public, because we don't want any planning authority anywhere to think that we are leaning on them, or we're trying to blackmail them or pressurize them, because that could rebound on us. We have sufficient faith in the professionalism of these people to say that's the application in front of us, and we'll judge it on that basis. We know the GDA are extremely enthusiastic and very positive about the project. We know that Strathclyde Regional Council are, we know that Glasgow City Council are. So I guess it'd come as an almighty shock if we don't get this application approved.
And when would you hope work could start on the project?
Next stage after that would be that we would then have to go in for full planning, which means we've got to go into a much more detailed basis. Assuming that that gets approval, we can see a start sometime in summer 1993.
So welcome to Celtic Park, a very special evening, the pre-season kick-off for 92-93, and a commemorative night for that evening in Lisbon in May 1967, when Celtic were the first non-Latin side to win the European Cup. And coming out tonight here at Celtic Park, two soccer greats of the 1980s and 90s, Celtic skipper Paul McStay and Brian Robson, the former England skipper, the current skipper of Manchester United, bring out the replica of that famous European Cup, which Celtic won in '67 and which 12 months later Manchester United won at Wembley. The fans sing for Paul McStay, the man who threw his jersey to the jungle back in May in that last game of the league season in the defeat against Hibs. And many of the 20,000 that evening, the spring evening, thought it was a farewell to Paul McStay. Many clubs courted the £3 million rated midfielder during the close season, but he opted that his future, for the next 3 seasons at least, would be here at his beloved Celtic Park. A balmy summer's evening, the sun came out late this afternoon for this great night for Celtic. The clubs have met on 10 occasions, Celtic winning 4 of the matches, United winning 2, the others were drawn, and this tonight, the 10th match between the two. The scoreboard shows 0-0, we're kicking off 21 minutes late. Referee Simon looks to his linesman, and this testimonial game, looking back, a commemorative match to the Lisbon Lions, kicks off with United in possession. The side, of course, packed with talent there when you look at it. Schmeichel, from Schmeichel at number 1 to young Ryan Giggs, the Welsh internationalist, at number 11. But Gordon Marshall, the man who established himself with Celtic last season, coming in November and claiming the number 1 spot with the clearance. But it's going to be a throw-in to Celtic. Celtic's first test at home after a successful run in Ireland last week, and the Tony Mowbray testimonial at the weekend down in Middlesbrough. 10,000 Celtic fans, making it a crowd of 20,000. Paul McStay scrambling about in the midfield. He's up against top-class opposition tonight, but that's a great test for Liam Brady's men. Liam Brady said in the programme tonight it's the 2 teams he admired most as a youngster in Dublin. Giggs, infield, Tony Mowbray getting his first touch, plays it to Joe Miller. Celtic looking to make something of this. Paul McStay looks up, sees Craney go, but Lee Martin was there. Martin to Kanchelskis, the former Soviet Union player, the Ukrainian. Such an influential midfield man with a real turn of pace. He can play up front as well. So it's Pallister. Tom Boyd putting Jerry Craney off in his first run at Celtic Park of the season. He's got Charlie Nicholas with him. Worth the effort. Liam Brady in the papers today saying he's determined to get silverware in the cabinet at Celtic Park this season. 16 games undefeated last season, once things get going, and they want to build on that tonight for the kick-off on Saturday. 7 minutes on the clock then. This European Cup commemorative evening. Throw into Manchester United, who came so close. I think anyone watching, you couldn't fail to feel for Manchester United last season, who led for so much of the year and then fell at the final hurdle with Leeds United. And all credit to United, with little Gordon Strachan, such an influential player for them. But Howard Wilkinson's men had the steel to lift the championship, and it was a summer of might-have-beens for Manchester United, but they'll have the character to come back this season. Charlie Nicholas then, the doyen of the Celtic fans, to John Collins. Collins to Paul McStay, will he try the shot? Paul Ince was there. Celtic still bearing down in goal, but Brian Robson sees a way through, finds Ince. That's a timely tackle there by big Gary Gillespie. The fans enjoying this exhibition game, but there's a bit of bite in it as well, and that's what we love to see here on these kind of nights in Glasgow. Celtic will face top-class opposition in just over a month in the shape of Cologne in the UEFA Cup. And Alec Ferguson today, speaking to him just before this match tonight, just back from Moscow, where he watched Moscow Torpedo in action. Celtic, though, quickly taken there by John Collins. Collins to Craney. Craney, lovely play there. Looks for the options, but the route to goal was blocked off. United trying to play it out of danger, but Paul McStay stood in the way, and he finds Jerry Craney, who made a scintillating start to his career at Celtic 2 seasons ago and continued despite real opposition for the striking position last season. to turn in some great performances in the hoops. Nice skills here by Brian Robson to McClare. Inns to McClare. Ryan Giggs there just waiting for it, but Mark McNally had other ideas. Such an important season for so many players. Tony Mowbray signed last season from Middlesbrough, and really nice settling down in Glasgow. Martin now on a run here for the visitors. Mark Hughes. O'Neill and Miller there. Little Joe Miller almost in some trouble, but finds the exit. And Jerry Craney just adjudged it to be offside. One of the things to watch tonight, this is the first time at Celtic Park this season we'll have seen the new pass-back rule, or the pass to the goalkeeper. It doesn't have to be a pass-back, but if you pass directly to the goalkeeper, then it's a free kick against you. And defenders have been working on this in pre-season training, and also in these pre-season matches in Ireland and south of the border. Kanchelskis. Irwin to Giggs. He's really broken through in the last couple of seasons. Although there was some interest for him in the close season, but he's still, I was going to say in the red and white of Manchester United, but tonight in the blue of United. They've brought a great crowd here to Celtic Park, a great relationship between these two clubs, having met. This is the 10th tonight on 9 occasions. The corner kick then. Stand side at the traditional Celtic end, Ryan Giggs. Some of the big men up there for United. Waiting on the box there menacingly, Bruce and Pallister. Mowbray was there. And again. And the throw in to Celtic. As we mentioned, Liam Brady said in the match programme that these were the sides that he really admired as a schoolboy growing up in Dublin. Celtic, the great side with Gemmell, Johnson, Murdoch, and of course United with Best, Charlton, Law. Law sadly of course missing the European Cup final itself through injury, but an integral part of the side that won the championship and then went on to win the European Cup. Someone who'd love to win silver for Celtic this season is the skipper Paul McStay. That's a lovely McStay style ball out to Miller. Miller, good ball into the area. Jerry Craney gets the chance over the top there. No problems for Schmeichel, but that was a good move there with Paul McStay combining with Joe Miller on the right, and Jerry Craney had some space, applauding the efforts there of McStay and Miller, and Celtic showing some of the menace that they'll be looking to display this season. The smiling Danish star Peter Schmeichel, such a hero in the European Championships. Long ball, but Mowbray was there. Most of the action on that stand side at the moment. No trouble for Celtic, that'll be a goal kick. Well, what a year for Gordon Marshall. Joining Celtic from Falkirk, around £250,000. And within 3 months, claiming the #1 spot here at Celtic Park against one of Europe's great goalkeepers, Pat Bonner, and going to Sweden as part of the European Championship squad. John Collins, some lovely skills there on the left. Charlie Nicholas. Charlie tries the shot, took a deflection. Corner to Celtic. Charlie loves these occasions. Left Celtic in '83 to go to Arsenal, then moved on to Aberdeen, but his heart always stayed here in the east end of Glasgow. But he loves to turn it on the big occasion. Long ball from Gillespie. Has Craney the legs for it? He has. Craney to O'Neill. Joe Miller tries the shot, but it took a bobble just as he was about to pounce. Strong tackling there by Mark McNally. Referee saw no infringement because there was none, but that's a throw-in to United. Mentioning Manchester United and the cup-winning team in '68, you think, of course, of a man who was born just 7 or 8 miles from here, Sir Matt Busby. Legendary figure in the English game, knighted for his services, and the man who led that team. And after the Munich disaster with the Busby Babes, he rebuilt the side to become the outstanding team in England in the mid to late '60s. Talking of outstanding teams, Gary Gillespie played with one for a long time with Liverpool, and he aims to stamp that success here at Parkhead. 12 months ago he signed, and he's looking for a good season. He's tasted success with Liverpool and Scotland, and he's come here to continue that success. But it's United now in possession. Brian Robson. Hughes being harried there by Gillespie. The only way is back. Lee Martin to Kanchelskis. Stocky figure, but with a real ton of speed. But it's the elegant Gillespie. Charlie will have to watch there. Steve Bruce in on the tackle. Referee Syme doesn't like it. Free kick to Celtic. 15 minutes on the clock. Celtic 0, Manchester United 0. As Charlie Nicholas puts Tom Boyd in the run. Collins did well to keep that in a Celtic possession. And Joe Miller, he's looking fit, but he hasn't put on any inches during the close season, Brian, so that one was just too high for wee Joe. Nicely stroked about there. Gillespie, Collins, McStay. John Collins signed a couple of years ago, nearly £1 million from Hibs. Good cross into the area, the chance is on for Craney. Cross for Charlie. Joe Miller tries the shot, Schmeichel's there, got it covered. But a good build-up there by Celtic. Looked as though the shot was going to come in earlier from Craney, but finally, wee Joe Miller rifles on the shot, and Schmeichel was there. That's what the fans have come to see, though, Celtic attacking. No two sides in British football over the past 25 years have the tradition of these two sides for attacking football as we see here this evening. And we saw Joe Miller at one end, and he's now at the other end, clearing for Celtic. Well, Tony Mowbray was saying in the Celtic View how much he enjoyed his testimonial and the contribution the Celtic fans made in making the journey down to Teesside and giving such sterling support down at Ayresome Park. A great favourite with the Celtic fans. Collins switching from wing to wing. He's on the left at the moment, as we see. Collins and Kanchelskis, but it's Kanchelskis. We mentioned the speed, and it's in evidence here with Mark Hughes. Can he put him through? Brian McClare has gone on the cross run to the right. Dennis Irwin there, the Irish international player, in the tackle, and that's a good ball out to the left to Ryan Giggs. Giggs tries the early cross, comes off. Mark McNally, that's a corner to United. Corner kick then. Giggs, near post, Jerry Craney back, helping the Celtic defence. Irwin has to play it into touch. And a throw in for Celtic. Alec Ferguson, of course, joined Manchester United from Aberdeen in November 1986. Aberdeen, where he had such success, making Aberdeen the real success story of the 80s in Scotland. There were always keen battles with Celtic, which you'll remember in those days. But Fergie has brought his Manchester United side here on a couple of occasions, the Roy Aitken testimonial back in '87. And he told me then that he always enjoyed coming to play Celtic because there was always some real football on display. And he had a great record, of course, winning the Cup Winners' Cup with Aberdeen. And then, of course, just over a year ago, winning it with Manchester United. Paul McStay to John Collins, there's space on the left for Charlie. Cross into the 6-yard box, but Crenny's denied. And the throw-in will be taken by Tom Boyd. Beautiful summer's evening here, with the season kicking off so early. August the 1st kick-off, just a couple of days away. Great test for Celtic tonight. Celtic keeping possession, that's important. Get the rhythm going at the advent of the new season. That was worth a header there from Brian O'Neill, but not good enough for Schmeichel. Joe Miller looks up, but the long legs of Pallister are there to clear. Giggs looking lively on the left. He's got the attention of McNally and Mowbray as well. Good play by Giggs, but Joe Miller and Matt McNally combining well there to clear for Celtic. John Collins covers just about every inch of the surface on every occasion. Tonight's no exception. Lovely ball there to Miller. To Brian O'Neill, maturing into such an important part of this team. Paul McStay almost getting through there, but not a chink in the United defence so far. "21 minutes gone, Celtic 0, Manchester United 0. Celtic last played United a little under 2 years ago in the Brian Robson testimonial down at Old Trafford. High ball into the area, O'Neill was there. No problem for Schmeichel, but good to see Celtic getting into attacking positions. Peter Schmeichel will really develop into one of the characters in England, assuming that he stays. Nowadays, of course, so many different transfers, but he's been a great asset to Manchester United. Giggs again, infield to McClair, the dummy for Kanchelskis. Could have been dangerous. United still on the attack. Miller to O'Neill, to Charlie Nicholas, the tackle coming in from Bruce. Bit of pulling going on there. Bruce pulling the jersey of Nicholas. Referee sign will have none of it. Coming up to the half-hour mark. Still no scoring. Tommy Boyd looking for an opening. Jerry Craney there asking for it and receives it. Jerry Craney into the box, rounds the goalkeeper, tries the shot, a goal for Celtic. Jerry Craney. He looked for the ball, he raised his arm to Tom Boyd. Boyd looked up, saw the striker, rounded Schmeichel and played the ball into the empty net. Celtic take the lead just before the half-hour mark. And a great start to the final pre-season match for Jerry Craney. So much to the delight of the Celtic fans. Celtic take the lead. Well, you can see the real dig in the game here now. United, like Celtic, never like to lose. McClair not happy with referee Syme's decision there, nor is Mark Hughes. And I fancy we've got a game on our hands now. Celtic coming forward again in the shape of Charlie Nicholas, but he's tackled and beaten by Steve Bruce. Ryan Giggs, tricky winger. Giggs for Kanchelskis. Kanchelskis tries the shot. That's over the top. That was covered by Marshall. A good play by Giggs down the left. And the first real effort there for Manchester United, but we can see how quickly, with the pace of Kanchelskis and Giggs, they can turn defence into attack and threaten the Celtic goal. "30 minutes gone then, and Celtic in the lead in this special commemorative match for that great success in winning the European Cup in 1967. Celtic Park, as you would expect, in magnificent condition after the closed season, but all credit to the ground staff. A couple of major concerts here with Prince and Bryan Adams, and around 60,000 people here for those concerts. So it's a great tribute to the hard work of the ground staff during the closed season. Hazy, Andy and all the gang. Mowbray winning in the battle there, but it's Robson digging in. McClair. What's on here for Brian O'Neill? It's a tackle. Giggs beginning to enjoy this game, I think, and Ryan Giggs is looking one of the most dangerous players for United. Paul Ince had a very good start, but we haven't seen so much of him. I think United are going to make the first substitution of the night. In so many of the close season matches, there have been a multitude of changes. We'll just see who's going to come on. But United coming through. Giggs. Ince tries the shot and he scored. So United level it just 4 minutes after Jerry Craney put Celtic into the lead. Paul Ince with that shot, the edge of the box, left-footed. Marshall had no chance. Levels it at 1-1. So Celtic restart. That was 32 minutes then. Paul Ince equalising for Manchester United. Well, I said there was a bit of dig there coming into the game after Celtic scored. United obviously didn't fancy being down there. No, Celtic won't fancy losing this goal. And it's Celtic coming forward. Two sides who like to come forward. We've had 2 goals in 33 minutes, so there could be more to come. Charlie Nicholas, who scored some wonder goals for Celtic over the years, on the edge of the box with Jerry Craney. Craney tries the shot, Schmeichel's down. Covers that one with not too many problems, but a show of appreciation for Jerry Craney from this huge Celtic support. Gillespie looking to McStay to Mowbray. Well, that's the reason Celtic so desperately wanted to hold on to Paul McStay. He looks, he finds a position, and he has the vision. He sees what's on offer on every occasion. Charlie Nicholas now through for Celtic, tries the shot, comes off Schmeichel. Charlie tries the header. Oh, a great chance there for Celtic. A collision there. Took a bit of a whack there, but he's back in his feet. But it's still Celtic. Well, the United now come away. Ryan Giggs, he's got Brian McClair with him, and he's got Kanchelskis on the run on the right. Kanchelskis breaking through the middle. But Brian McClair trying to find Giggs, but it's mopped up by the maestro. Half-time whistle goes. Celtic 1, Manchester United 1, as the teams head down the tunnel. The scoring opened after 28 minutes through Jerry Craney, and in 32 minutes the equaliser came from Paul Ince. Half-time scoreline in this European commemorative match: Celtic 1, Manchester United 1. As the second half gets underway, Celtic 1, Manchester United 1. A good first half, great first 30 minutes for Celtic, culminating in that goal after 28 minutes from Jerry Craney. But United striking back just a couple of minutes later. And a keen contest here as we go into the second 45. The ball bobbing about in the midfield. Paul Ince aiming to stamp his class on this match, but it's a man with class, Charlie Nicholas, looking for Craney, but the far side linesman's flag was up, and that's acknowledged by referee Syme. Steve Bruce. No win for McClare. A real Tony Mowbray style clearance there, well over the halfway line, putting Bruce under pressure with Craney. Neither side getting real quality time on the ball at the moment. They're being closed down instantly. Tony Mowbray to Craney. Celtic midfield trying to get a stranglehold in this match and to supply the ammunition for the forwards. But on this occasion they were cut out by Kanchelskis. As United come forward, Kanchelskis. Can he get through? No, he can't. Marshall is there. Long ball over the halfway line. Steve Bruce mopping up for United. Erwin looks up for Ryan Giggs, and Giggs has got the legs for this. He looks up and he sees Mark Hughes. But good play there. Good cover by Mark McNally. Corner kick to United. 5 minutes gone in the second half. Celtic 1, Manchester United 1. Celtic's final warm-up game for season 92-93 against the runners-up in the English Championship last season. Giggs. McClare goes up, but it's Mowbray who wins the tussle. But United again, a wave of blue shirts on the edge of the Celtic box. Steve Bruce tries to get the better of Collins. Nice flick from Bruce there. Alistair for Irwin with McClare. Playing it for Irwin. Comes charging down on the Celtic box, but it goes past harmlessly. And Celtic making a substitution. McNally and O'Neill going off to be replaced by Mike Galloway. So 3 changes so far for Celtic, with Gary Gillespie staying in the dressing room at half-time, replaced by Derek White, and now Galloway on and Dovcek. As United come forward, McClare on the edge of the box, Galloway's there, gets his first piece of the action, and it's Clayton Blackmore who came on for Kanchelskis. United now. Bruce to Blackmore, Blackmore to Ince. Hughes lays it off to Ince. Punching tackle there by Darren Ferguson. Referee not too happy with it. Brian McClare. Well, there's no quarter given there. But John Collins emerges with the ball. But Joe Miller tackled and beaten by Giggs. as the temperature rises just a bit in this match. Bit of pushing there. As Steve Bruce plays it to Pallister. Pallister, good, intelligent pass to Lee Martin. To Ince. Ince to McClare. McClare tries the shot. Down goes Gordon Marshall. Well collected. Good positional work there by the Celtic number one. 54 minutes gone in the European commemorative match. Celtic remembering 1967. And they'll be going back down to Manchester, down the M6 next season, to return the compliment when Manchester United remember their success at Wembley in '68 in the Champions Cup against the Portuguese masters, Sporting Lisbon. Great double for Britain. Celtic being the first side to win it against Inter Milan, the great Internazionale. Here's the great Charlie Nicholas to Joe Miller. Miller, Mike Galloway, searching ball to the far post. John Collins. Collins still in possession. Clayton Blackmore in attendance. Dovcek to McStay. McStay, a lovely ball to Tom Boyd. Boyd comes crashing into the box, tries the shot. Schmeichel is there. Schmeichel is there. That was a good move by Celtic. Great ball, great vision by Paul McStay, and a great chance for Tommy Boyd. It's Celtic again. Jerry Crenny tries the early shot, but Schmeichel gets down to that. But some lovely attacking play there by the home side. Celtic at full tilt and putting United under real pressure. But it's still 1-1. Paul Ince trying to take the pressure off the United defence, taking the sting out of the match as he plays it to Lee Martin. Martin back to Ince, and he plays it to Ferguson. That was a good attacking spell, Celtic's best spell of the second half, indeed the best spell since they scored after 28 minutes. The Jerry Crenny goal, and it's Jerry Crenny into the box, but Pallister's there. Pallister clears 30 yards out, but a good tackle there and a good header by Mike Galloway. United not off the hook yet as Celtic come forward. Nobody can master the ball there. It's a hot potato at the moment. Bruce, lovely ball to McClare. Irwin on the left here. But United going for the studied build-up. Darren Ferguson. Charlie Nicholas. Handball. So the Polish international star Dariusz Dovcek, who was on the fringe of things for much of last season, but he's got such a tremendous, a really powerful shot, and a very talented player. Here's Ryan Giggs. Giggs trying to get round Tom Boyd. Still Giggs going for the cross. Ince was there, but he couldn't stretch to it, and Gordon Marshall in the safe hands of Marshall. 60 minutes gone, 61 minutes on the clock, as Derek White goes forward for Celtic to Mike Galloway. He's got a shot, and what a shot from Mike Galloway, and that wasn't too far away at all. That was 25 yards out. A lovely shot from Mike Galloway. I think there's going to be another substitution for Celtic shortly. But it's Paul McStay over the halfway line. Evades the tackle of Jackson. He's tackled by Ince. It's none too tidy. Referee Symes says the first one was illegal by Jackson, and there's no way you're getting away with the second one from Paul Ince. So it's a free kick to Celtic. 63 minutes on the clock. Dariusz Dovcek's over the ball. maybe just too far out for his distance. John Collins as well. High ball into the area. Crenny gets there, but no real purchase on the header. And that's easily collected by Peter Schmeichel. Schmeichel, long ball out to the right to Lee Martin. Celtic again. A good spell for the Celts. Mowbray to Miller. Joe Miller trying to get round Dennis Irwin. Comes to Tom Boyd. Can he get the cross in? High ball to the far post, but Schmeichel is there. But a good effort there. Lung-busting run by Tom Boyd. He does it for Celtic and he does it for Scotland. He led Motherwell to success in the Scottish Cup 14 months ago. Oh, that's lovely play though by Ryan Giggs. And he's bundled off the ball by Mike Galloway. That was a lovely display of skill. Tommy Coyne's going to come on for Celtic, as is Chris Morris. Charlie Nicholas and Joe Miller say farewell to the pre-season warm-up matches. Dennis Irwin is also going to go in for Manchester United. They're going to bring on another substitution, and they're going to bring on number 12, Mike Phelan, the former Norwich skipper. I mean, what a player to bring on. And for Celtic as well, Tommy Coyne and Chris Morris. Chris Morris, the Irish international defender, great signing for Billy McNeill back in '87. And Tommy Coyne, top scorer for Celtic. Pre-season friendlies, scoring a goal in every game, including the match at the weekend for the Tony Mowbray testimonial. So Irwin goes off for United, replaced by Mike Phelan. Another substitute there, Darren Ferguson. High ball into the area, headed away by Derek White. For the man they love to call Mikey, Mike Galloway. Pallister withins. Chance for Phelan to get in the action. But Paul McStay fends off his tackle, and that's a lovely ball to Jerry Craney. Craney looks up, sees Tommy Coyne. Tommy Coyne tries the shot, comes off the post. And that delighted the Celtic legions here tonight. Tommy Coyne again, forward for Jerry Craney. Craney into the box, tries the shot. Schmeichel is there, Pallister as well. And Coyne denied twice in the space of 60 seconds. First by the woodwork, then by the agility and the bravery of Peter Schmeichel, who's hobbling back to his goal line. Celtic's best spell of the second 45. Galloway's corner, though, not the best we've seen in his time here at the park. And it's thrown away, but Dobchek is there. Dobchek forward for Galloway. Can he get the ball in? Gets the early cross, but Bruce is there to defend. Chris Morris is involved for the first time. Tommy Coyne head flicks it down for Galloway. Galloway needs to be careful. Just clipping the heels of Clayton Blackmore, but he smiled at Galloway. Ryan Giggs forward for Brian McClare, but Derek White getting there first. Marshall, of course, again not allowed to touch it, and that put off, I think, Tommy Boyd. Ryan Giggs tries the cross into the area. Wallace is there, so too is Dobchek, and that's a corner kick to United. But that's the new rule again, the keeper can't touch it. You wonder for a moment what's happened to the keeper, and then the fans remember it's the new law of the game. No direct pass to the goalkeeper. He can kick it, but he can't lift it or touch it. Ryan Giggs, high ball into the area. Steve Bruce is there, that's a good header, but it's just over the top. That was an intelligent cross there from Giggs. 3 minutes left on the clock. Pallister seemed to lean into Craney there, I fancied, but the referee disagreed, and it's all the way back to Schmeichel. comes off Blackmore. Crenny infield to the skipper Paul McStay. Can Celtic get something late in the game? It's poised at 1-1. 2 minutes left. Looks as though the sides are going to settle for a share of the spoils. But Phelan coming forward, fresh legs to Ryan Giggs, who's worked tirelessly for United. That's a slack pass though. Ryan Giggs bearing down on the Celtic goal. Good tackle though by Tony Mowbray. For Morris. Morris forward to Crenny. Coyne down to Galloway. Galloway took a knock there. The tackle from Phelan. But it's still Celtic in possession with Jerry Crenny. He's given his all here tonight. Crenny to Boyd. Boyd. But it's headed away by McClare. Only as far as Paul McStay. McStay wide to Crenny. Last 90 seconds of play. Mike Galloway looks up, sees Coyne, but can't reach him. It's Paul McStay. Sees Collins and Dobchek on the left. And that's where it's played. The clearance there by Bruce. Schmeichel goes up with Crenny. And that's it. It's all over. Share of the spoils here in front of this huge crowd. The players applaud the crowd. Sporting handshakes all round. Jerry Crenny struck after 28 minutes for Celtic. Paul Ince equalised just 4 minutes later. The players applaud the fans and thank them for turning out tonight.
There's a very determined look about the squad at the moment. I think they gained enormous confidence from the way they played the latter part of last season, apart from the Hibs game that they lost. The Rangers game in the semi-final, I think it was circumstances really rather than Rangers being a better team. I think on the night, you know, we could have, with a bit of luck, we could have won the game. So I think it's given them the belief and the confidence to go out this season and do well.
So much attention in the media and in the public is on Rangers and the big spending. They've again spent 3 or 4 million during the close season. Will Celtic be able to compete with Rangers this season?
I think on the field, yes, most definitely. With the spending power, no, I don't think we're in that kind of position. But if we can get some good performances early on, get good crowds at Celtic Park, do well in Europe, you know, the club's finances could improve dramatically.
Cologne, it could hardly have been tougher, but it also makes for a magic night here at Celtic Park.
Well, yes, and although there's very little difference whether you play away first or at home first, I think if we go to Cologne and get a good result, we're going to have a full house here, and they won't like coming to Celtic Park.
So a good start to the season. Some players still not sorted contract-wise. Overall, though, how do you feel your whole camp is? Backroom team, players, everybody?
Yes, I think despite recent paper reports, which we dismiss categorically, the harmony in the club at the moment is very, very, very good. There are 2 or 3 players out of contract, but there are lots of players out of contract all over Britain. It's just simply a fact of life nowadays. As I say, I think there's a determined look about the squad at the moment, and with a little bit of luck that we didn't have last year, I think we can have a good year.
Jerry Crenny into the box, where's the goalkeeper? Goes the shot, a goal for Celtic. Jerry Crenny.
Hello
and welcome to the Celtic Collection Volume 4, where we'll be following the team on their valiant European campaign to Germany, a chance to savour again that magic night against Cologne at Celtic Park. We'll meet the player who swapped the East End of London for the east side of Glasgow. We have an exclusive play of the new Celtic single and video, and your chance to be a winner in another great Celtic competition. But first to the opening day of the season, August the 1st, Hearts at Tynecastle.
Charlie Nicholas. Paul McStay pouncing on it. Great play by Paul McStay. Well, wonderful close control by the Celtic captain. And he just couldn't find the net at the last moment. That was brilliant play. And he stabbed the ball beyond Henry Smith. It's an easy one for Mowbray. Chested down by McStay. Now it's Craney. Craney trying the right foot shot, and well, it certainly had Henry Smith diving to meet it. And Craney hasn't been able, in common with the other strikers, to get a lot of space, and he just decided to let loose. And perhaps we need a bit more of that in this game. Van de Ven sitting at the back with Levine and McLaren for Hearts. Well, a mispick by Craney, but Celtic have it again. Dovchek. The ball goes through to Nicholas. Oh, that's good play again by Nicholas. It's Collins! And a marvellous save by Henry Smith. Well, I remember Charlie Nicholas doing exactly the same thing at Parkhead in a match against Dundee United last season. Brilliant play, brilliant close control. There was John Collins with an excellent shot and a save to match from Henry Smith. Well, that's the kind of stuff the fans want to see. The ball comes off down the side of the bar. Well, John Collins was in there. Henry Smith, I think, got his hand to the ball. It come off the underside of the bar, and it's gone behind now for the corner kick. It's a knocked one there. Henry Smith again got his hand to it, and the ball hadn't crossed the line. Boyd to O'Neill. O'Neill taking on Van de Ven. Great play by O'Neill. Well, superb play by the young Celtic player. They couldn't quite get enough on the shot to bend it away from Henry Smith, but it was delightful play as he took on an experienced defender like Peter Van de Ven. Celtic about to make a substitution. Gary Craney is going off, and Tommy Coyne will replace him. Shoved by Levine, who says that Nicholas was backing into him. The referee was right beside him. Here's Dovchek. Going to get through towards Tommy Coyne. Oh, it's an own goal! Craig Levine puts the ball into his own net. Well, the Celtic fans are delighted. Craig Levine is disgusted. Tommy Coyne's header here through absolutely everybody. And there was Levine. Hearts 0, Celtic 1. Gives it away to Nicholas. Now Celtic worked hard on shutting down opponents, and it paid off there. Well, Paul McStay reacting very quickly indeed. Chris Morris swung in the cross, and there was McStay almost catching Henry Smith. And there goes the final whistle. Well, the perfect start to the season for Celtic, taking 2 points, 2 very good points in a difficult away match. The Celtic fans are absolutely delighted.
New signing Alan Snedden setting up Phil O'Donnell for a header which wasn't far off target. Celtic's response was a long-range effort by John Collins. He had another attempt from a Tom Boyd cross 60 seconds later. Celtic were the team dictating play, but they couldn't find a way through the Motherwell defence. Darius Dubček adopted the direct approach, but found Billy Thompson in fine form. Tommy McLean's gamble and Phil O'Donnell's fitness backfired when the player had to be replaced by Ian Angus after 38 minutes. No goals at half-time, and Celtic brought on Joe Miller for Brian O'Neill in an effort to unlock the Motherwell defence. Within 3 minutes of the restart, they found their way through. Dubček's corner headed powerfully into the net by Tony Mowbray. But Motherwell refused to give in, despite continued Celtic pressure, and in a rare attack, Davy Cooper crossed for Steve Kirk to equalise. The Motherwell fans happy, but they had to endure another 24 nail-biting minutes as Celtic desperately pushed for the winner. Jerry Craney came as close as you can get. Rob McKinnon clearing his header off the line. Tommy Coyne, who'd replaced Charlie Nicholas, was given a chance for glory. But his finish was weak. A frustrating day for Celtic and their fans, but a good point for a battling Motherwell side.
So Celtic get the match underway, and a great air of anticipation here at Parkhead with the new signings this week. And there's Payton running right through, and almost the most sensational of starts. Well, the Dundee United defence seemed rooted to the spot, and Payton went racing through, and that really would have been the dream start. He just nipped in ahead of Alan Main. Here comes Celtic again. It's Paul McStay finding Payton. Well, he certainly gets plenty of early touches. And well struck by John Collins. Well, John Collins scored 2 excellent goals against United in the opening game at Tannadice last season. It's away from Miller. Nicely stopped there by Mowbray. Now it's Mike Galloway. And Galloway came back into the team in midweek after serving a 4-match suspension. He's vowed to keep out of fresh trouble this season. That's a lovely little touch there by Payton. Now it's Joe Miller. Good play by Celtic. Jerry Craney! Oh, that's a wonderful goal by Celtic. It was a goal of real quality. The lovely touch there by Andy Payton, stepping away from his marker. Then he found Joe Miller on the right, and Miller's cross was absolutely inch perfect. A great header from Jerry Craney, stealing in there, the glancing header, and Alan Main with no chance. Celtic 1, Dundee United 0. Still rain falling here at Parkhead, not as heavy as it was earlier in the day. Certainly hasn't dampened the enthusiasm of the crowd, a noisy crowd here this afternoon. Here's John Collins now with support from Boyd. Good running by Boyd. Craney's in there again. Boyd for Celtic. There's Ryan O'Neill. Boyd again. Craney coming in. He's done it again! Jerry Craney! Another header, 12 minutes gone. Celtic 2, Dundee United 0. And the United defence all over the place. Again, it was terrific work by Tom Boyd all the way down the left side of the field. And really the United defence should have got that cleared.
A commercial success for Celtic this season has been the sale of the away strip. The new strip has caught the imagination of youngsters and adults alike. Looking after the day-to-day sales of the strip, Andrew Cassidy.
This year so far our sales have been tremendous, obviously with the help from the fans. I think our catalogue has helped us very much so, and what we have sold compared to this time last year has been absolutely tremendous. And we've got a lot of new lines in for everybody, ranging from jumpers, leather jackets, right down to hats and scarves. Something for everybody, we hope.
Leather jackets, you're moving up market in some of the gear.
Yes, we're moving up market in quality and garments, but certainly not in the price ranges. We're keeping the prices as competitive as possible.
How much of a problem are the Pirates?
Pirates are quite a problem, simply because everything that we do, the money comes to the club. The Pirate keeps his money. The club don't see any of it. So that's why we try and combat it with the mobile shops and official license tags on all our products.
So it's going to be pretty hectic then for you and the staff up to Christmas?
Yeah, I think over the Christmas period we're going to be snowed under. I'd like to think so. I think we've got a good range to offer the fans and a good service.
We only had to wait 5 minutes for controversy in the Old Firm match. Trevor Stephen and Mark Haitley combining for Stephen to beat Gordon Marshall. But an offside flag and the goal was disallowed. However, with the benefit of technology, you can see that when the ball's played by Haitley, Stephen's not in an offside position. 5 minutes later, Celtic skipper Paul McStay took charge to create and execute Celtic's first real attempt at goal. A great piece of skill by Jenny Craney had got him in action again, although his shot finished wide of the target. As the game raged on at incredible pace, David Robertson had his effort well saved by Gordon Marshall. Arguably, the best chance of the first half fell to Ali McCoist 5 minutes from the break, but he opted to pull the ball wide and Marshall was there again. The deadlock was broken 9 minutes into the second half by Celtic. Mark McNally's cross took a deflection off John Brown and Jenny Craney struck the opener. Rangers were finding it hard to penetrate the Celtic defence, but the arrival of substitute Ian Durrant gave them a new impetus, and it was Durrant who struck the equaliser in 69 minutes. 2 minutes later, Ali McCoist should have put Rangers ahead, but his attempt was woeful. And he knew it. The final 15 minutes were frantic, with both sides looking for that elusive winner. Celtic had the last chance right on full time, substitute Stuart Slater firing wide. Celtic and the new change strip came close to opening their account early on at Broomfield. Darius Dubček's free kick just wide. An alert Gordon Marshall was brought into the action at the other end, tipping over Sandy Stewart's left foot volley. Celtic broke the deadlock midway through the first half. Dubček's long clearance found Andy Payton and he ran in to beat Martin. Dubček's clearances out of defence were catching Airdrie out. This time Jenny Craney lined up a shot, but his effort was just off target. Into the second half, and Gus Caesar and Walter Kidd in the wars, the two suffering a clash of heads. Caesar recovered, but Kidd's nasty gash meant the end of the game for him. Sammy Conn entered the fray as Kidd's replacement. Dubček's free kick was flicked on by Colland, and Craney tried to stab the ball past Martin. The keeper saved well. Then the Airdrie equaliser. Owen Coyle broke free on the left. Conn completely miskicked, but Jimmy Boyle reacted quickly to shoot past Marshall. Celtic tried to get themselves in front again. Collins crossed, but Martin was in the right place to block Payton's header. Airdrie finished strongly. A brave run and shot here from Evan Balfour. Then a real let-off for Celtic. Balfour again causing the problems, this time with a header. Paul McStay and then Darius Dubček preventing the goal. But Sammy Conn had been too strong with his claim for a penalty, and the Airdrie substitute was given his marching orders. 1-1 it finished.
Celtic and St Johnstone both had draws at the weekend, and they were determined last night to get a victory. It was Celtic who struck first after 20 minutes. Tom Boyd's cross met by the head of John Collins. But after the interval, the Perth side hit back through who else? Paul Wright. 10 minutes after the interval, this defensive mix-up exploited by the little striker. Celtic could have panicked, but this perfectly taken free kick in 77 minutes soothed their nerves. John Collins with a strike that gave Rhodes no chance whatsoever. And when Jerry Craney headed a few minutes later, victory was assured. 3-1 to Celtic. A new Celtic single has just been released. You may have heard it recently played at the park at half-time. We've put together some pictures to go with the new single, written by Glasgow man and obviously a Celtic fan, Kenny Sloan.
I can still recall the times when I was small. I would make my way to Celtic Park, marching through the streets, familiar faces I would meet. I could see the floodlights in the dark. I remember all so well the aromas I could smell, the fast food vans with food to take away. I can still feel my palm held tight by my father's hand, clinging on to me with all of his might. We were singing Celtic, Celtic. You are everything to me. Celtic, Celtic, the greatest team the world has ever seen. In my memory, I hear him say to me about the greatest game that he'd ever seen, especially the one that was second to none. The score was Celtic 7, Rangers 1. He would always reminisce of the good days that he'd missed, recalling the time once when he cried. He told me of a game and a very special name, who for his club gave up his life. We were singing Celtic, Celtic, you are everything to me. Celtic, Celtic, greatest team the world has ever seen. Now the tables turned, full circle and my heart burns when I take my two boys to paradise. I'm sure I can feel my father next to me, and I look down into my son's eyes. It's my turn now to say of special glory days and all the times when I was growing up. God bless Mr. Steen, I was privileged to see the Lions go up and lift the European Cup. We're still singing Celtic, Celtic.
stepping in for Celtic. Long ball from Mowbray. Cut out by Orr. What a marvellous save by Burridge. What a marvellous shot by Slater, almost bringing him his first goal for Celtic. It really was a marvellous strike by Slater. And how's that for a save? And the free kick to Celtic. Mickey Weir committing the foul and his former teammate John Collins. So perhaps a chance for Celtic to do something. Mowbray has gone into the penalty area. Check again with the left foot. Mowbray's there. The ball's off the crossbar. Crady's header. It's cleared off the line. I think it was Neil Orr who got the touch to it. Well, certainly a splendid start by Celtic. They could have easily had 2 goals in these opening minutes. Good play again by Collins. Slater. And a good interception by Miller, but he gives it away to Dubček. Go through now for Collins. Jackson's with him all the way. Collins wins it for Celtic. And the ball goes behind for the corner, but Darren Jackson is being called over by the referee just on the edge of the penalty area. Well, a moment ago, a marvellous save by John Burridge, preventing Celtic again in what's been a marvellous start. Mowbray's downward header, the goalkeeper touching it onto the bar. It's Tom Boyd who's come across to the left side of the field. That's a marvellous shot and save. Darius Dubček again with the left foot, and John Burridge really has performed miracles in the opening 5.5 minutes of this match. It was Boyd's corner. It was partly cleared, and then Dubček onto that left foot of his, a screamer of a shot, and it was well held by Burridge. Just kept in play by O'Neill. Does well to find McStay. Really struggling to stay on side, and it's played through now to Payton. Knocked off the ball by Orr, so the free kick to Celtic. Quite deliberately knocked off the ball there by the Hibernian player. So Neil Orr will have to be careful. There was no word of warning there from the referee, but I'm sure it's been noted. So Burridge shouting instructions, getting the defensive wall lined up. The referee wants Hoops to move back just a shade. Well, Dubček has his shooting boots on today, and he's standing over the ball at the moment. Fires it in again. Well, Darius Dubček gets his first goal of the season. Well, he fired in a magnificent shot earlier on in the game. Look at that, right round the defensive wall. Burridge got his hand to it, but he couldn't prevent it crossing the line. Keith Wright getting the touch. Headed away by Mowbray. The chance on for Keith Wright, and that's a marvellous goal by the Hibernian striker. Wright. Solid challenge by Mowbray. It's McStay playing it into space for Craney to chase. Craney against Orr. Celtic getting plenty of players forward. Slater gets a touchdown. It's knocked away though by Beaumont. Almost finding Payton there. Here's Dubček switching the play to Craney. Boyd. McStay. Oh, marvellous goal by Paul McStay! 58 minutes gone, and Paul McStay gets his first goal of the season. And vintage McStay, it really was finishing of the highest quality. Flipped in there from the right-hand side, and look at this, Paul McStay right into the corner. Burridge at full stretch, he can do nothing about it. Mitchell. McLeod. And Marshall completely missed kicking. That's a penalty kick. He took Darren Jackson down. Penalty kick. So Darren Jackson scored his first goal, 4 hits from the penalty spot. Can he do it again? He does with some style. Now it's Miller. Craney and Payton as ever in the middle. It falls behind them though to Slater. It's Weir back helping in defence, doing some sterling work. It's cleared upfield by Willie Miller. It's Wright against Mowbray. He gets the better of him again. Marshall having to come right to the edge of the box. Surely Hibs must score. And the substitute does it at the second attempt. Gareth Evans scores for Hibernian.
But it wasn't the happiest of afternoons for the Irish keeper. With 27 minutes gone, his punch-out was collected by Ian McCall, whose chip was goal-bound when Tony Mowbray saved it. An automatic red card for him. And Tommy McQueen scored from the spot to put Falkirk ahead. But Celtic didn't waste any time in getting back on level terms. Within the minute, Falkirk keeper Gordon McDougall upended Andy Payton at the cost of a penalty. One at half-time, but within a minute of the restart, 10-man Celtic were ahead. John Collins' shot blocked, but Jerry Craney on hand to coolly put his side into the lead. 10 minutes later, it was all square again. Eddie May ripped open the Celtic defence. Scott Sloane's effort was deflected, and Ian McCall scored. We then had 3 crazy minutes. 67 minutes gone and McCall's free kick beat the wall and the keeper and ended up in the net. 3-2 to Falkirk. 90 seconds later, Scott Sloane started off on a run down the left, outpaced McNally, lost his boot and cut back for Eddie May to score. 4-2 to Falkirk. 60 seconds after that, John Collins' corner was headed on by Slater and Andy Payton pulled it back to 4-3. The Celtic fight-back was definitely on now. 4 minutes later, Falkirk lost their extra man advantage when Forbes Johnston was booked for the second time. He took an early trip up the tunnel. 10 men each, and with 13 minutes remaining, Jerry Craney headed Celtic back on level terms. 4 each now, and the Parkhead team hunting the winner. They got it with less than a minute to go. John Collins capping an incredible fight back with a goal to end it at Falkirk 4, Celtic 5.
We all enjoy talking about the game long after the final whistle has gone. And one of the favourite subjects has to be, who's your all-time favourite Celt? We've been out and about to find out.
It's Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson.
Paul McStay.
Billy McNeil.
Jimmy Johnson.
McStay, he's unique, has to be one of the best players, but I also like Stuart Slater as well. He's a great player.
Jerry Craney.
My favourite, Billy McNeil.
Stuart Slater, because I really like him.
Drinker Jimmy Johnson. I was just a wee lad back in the 60s, you know.
Jimmy Johnson.
Paul McStay.
Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson. Because he entertained the crowd.
Billy McNeil, it has to be, because he lifted the European Cup.
Kenny Dalglish. It's one of the best players I've ever seen anyway in my lifetime. But
Paul McStay, tremendous skill.
Jimmy Johnson, because European Cup, they were the best days.
Jim McGrory, because how so many goals he scored for Celtic, they were brilliant. He scored nearly 2 goals every single week, he was just brilliant.
Jimmy Johnson, because he was absolutely brilliant, just like me.
I think that's quite an easy one to answer for me. Just remembering some of the great European nights, that was Jimmy Johnson, probably the finest entertainer I've ever seen in my life.
Of all time, I think in yesteryear it would have to be Kenny Dalglish, and modern day I think it's Paul McStay.
Celtic made an excellent start in the Skol Cup, reaching the semi-final stages a Wednesday night at Hampden Park, almost sell-out crowd for the match with Aberdeen.
This is Shearer. That's right. Nicely laid off by Jess. That's good play from Shearer, and Jess Well, Jess a bit unlucky there. He wins the corner kick, but just as he drew back his right foot, the ball came off his left, and he just needed the extra touch.
Yeah, it was a lovely little 1-2 here again, but again a good recovery tackle by Dovcek there. That's two important Celtic tackles in the last 5 minutes.
So just under 5 minutes to half-time, and neither side will want to lose a goal here. Psychological moment. Mason's corner. And it's Ian Jess who finishes it off. 40 minutes gone. And Ian Jess, I said earlier, had a terrific scoring record against Celtic. He scored 2 against them last season. He strikes again. It's Celtic 0, Aberdeen 1.
For Boyd. Chaz it on, and this time it's a magnificent finish from Paul McStay, and Celtic are right back in the tie. Kept in well by Boyd. Waiting as they stay off the field. With John Collins. The deflection! It's a goal for Celtic. Jerry Craney has scored a second. The third time in 24 years they've come back from a 2-0 deficit in Europe and won. Good play by Collins. He's made it!
Parkhead, it was Celtic who scored first. Joe Miller cutting into the box before firing a blistering shot past Henry Smith. Stuart Slater had a couple of chances to make it 2-0 for Celtic, but his first goal for the club had to be delayed. Just before half-time, Hart scored the goal which gave them the point, a corner not properly cleared, and new signing Alan Preston says thank you very much. 10 minutes from time, a baffling refereeing decision by David Syme. The Hearts defender genuinely attempts to clear but slices the ball back towards his own goal. Henry Smith believes he can pick it up, but Mr. Syme awards an indirect free kick. Harmless in the end, as was this scoring attempt by substitute Andy Payton, leaving the final score 1-1.
Here he is again. To Craney. And Craney fouled by McCart. It's quickly taken. Well, Celtic certainly anything they've been given, they've taken very quickly indeed. Well, Dijkstra. Oh, and the ball lands up in the net. What a disaster for the goalkeeper and for the defence. And Joe Miller steps in after 20 minutes to give Celtic the lead. Well, a comedy of errors there when there seemed absolutely no danger at all. And little Joe Miller gets his second goal of the season. So just about a minute and a half of this first half left. Chris McCart is forward for the corner kick. It's hidden by Davy Cooper. Oh, and the ball's in. McCart was in there, but it possibly come off Mowbray on the way into the net. But dreadful defending by Celtic. Stuart Slater. Collins. And a penalty kick awarded against Luke Nyholt. He brought Slater down. It was excellent running by Slater. He played a nice little 1-2 with Collins. Ran through and was taken out of the play there. Mike Galloway, who carefully places the ball. Oh, and he strikes it well. 66 minutes gone. Motherwell 1, Celtic 2. And he certainly struck the penalty with some power and some style right into the corner. Here's a Slater for Celtic. Wouldn't it be ironic if Craney were to take something here? So play raging on. Slater's on the ground. Collins with a cross. It's headed away though. There's Peter Grant. Oh, magnificent goal by Peter Grant. 81 minutes gone. And the candidate for goal of the season, Motherwell 1, Celtic 3.
I'm just dialing the Celtic phone line here to find out what's happening on the club call. It's got all the latest news, as we find out from Terry Maggette.
The Celtic Club Call line was started up by British Telecom some 5 or 6 years ago, and the reason for giving that information service, it's a paid information service, is to supply supporters who don't normally come to Celtic Park information they can't get in the daily newspapers. We've got the Record, the Sun, the Herald, all these papers in Glasgow, but the fans from maybe Northern Ireland, from London, from Birmingham, can't get a daily information about what's happening at his club, and that's why British Telecom set up the line for all football clubs in Scotland. Now, the Celtic Club Call line has developed very much over the past few years, and in fact is now one of the biggest suppliers of hard cash to Celtic football clubs. So all the money that is put in, or at least a large percentage of the money put in by you, the supporter, comes back to the club, and we can use it to upgrade facilities here at Celtic, and we can also get money to buy new players, we can get money to spread the club's word about. And in fact, the Celtic Hotline is now developed to the Republic of Ireland as a new service for the fans down there, and also to Australia, where there's over 25,000 Celtic fans waiting on news every day. And of course, every Saturday we do a live radio piece from Celtic Park, if the game's at home, to all the Celtic fans down there. What the regular Celtic fan who phones the club call line might be watching just now is the Celtic executive box, which we have here at the moment. I talk about it every single week. We give away this box as a prize every week to Celtic supporters. And what you get is a ticket for two, you get your car park pass, you get some food. The girls in the box look after you all afternoon, which seems to appreciate for most Celtic fans. And probably, as you see out here, one of the very best views of the game, and the warmth and comfort. And believe me, during the winter time, you need some warmth, and this is the best place to have it. It's a prize on 0898 12 10 18. That's Celtic's prize line. That's different from the normal regular number, which everybody knows now is 0898 121 888, or 12 1888, as we like to remember the number, a very famous day in the life of Celtic Football Club. And on that other number, the prize line number, once again, all the income from that number, or at least a large percentage of that income, comes back to Celtic Football Club, and we can use that cash to develop the facilities again.
That stunning win against Cologne gave everyone connected with the club high hopes of doing well in the UEFA Cup. But the second round couldn't have been tougher against the crack German side Borussia Dortmund, and the Celtic collection was there as the team set off for Germany.
How does it feel to be back in Germany?
It's great. Yeah, it's really good. Seen a lot of good friends from both sides. You know, obviously, I see the Celtic ones more often, but to see the Dortmund people here tonight, it's been fantastic.
So a great surprise here for the players when they arrived at this magnificent Westfalen Stadium. And behind me, you can hear the Celtic fans who travelled, some 3,000 of them, to give them a really special welcome.
Spiele hat da gemacht. Dann wieder O'Neill. Ach, wie ist das möglich? Einfach vorbei und dann Unsicherheit bei Michael Rummenigge. Erster Eckball für die Celts. Und das besorgt von der rechten Seite. Noch einmal hier schön zu sehen. Dieses Zuspiel plötzlich in den 5-Meter-Raum und die missglückte Abwehr von Michael Rummenigge. John Colley, da ist er wieder, der Mowbray. O'Neill kam da ran. Möchte man ja fast fragen, was ist denn da los in der Abwehr? Noch einmal. Das ist es. Diese sprichwörtliche Stärke der britischen Mannschaften. Das Spiel mit dem Kopf. Die Lufthoheit oben. McStay auf Slater. Slater. Ja, da lassen Sie diesen Burschen da so durchlaufen. Stuart Slater. Der spielt erst seit kurzem für Celtic Glasgow. 10. Sekunde, die da immer wieder fehlt. Schon war das Loch wieder zu. Bei diesem Schuss von Michael. Paulsen könnte es jetzt versuchen mit Rummenigge. Noch Paulsen. Tor! 25 Minuten gespielt. 71. Minute. Stefan Chapuisat. Paulsen mit dieser Flanke. Ja, genau, da stimmte es mit der Tor.
Man's worth of talent up front for Celtic against Airdrie. Stuart Slater and Andy Payton paired together for the first time. And both were involved when Celtic broke the deadlock after 7 minutes. Slater turning and threading the ball through to Payton. His layoff to John Collins and Celtic in front. Collins could have had a hat-trick by half-time. Paul McStay and Peter Grant creating the first opening. John Martin producing the save. A minute from the break, Collins was through again. Grant and Payton the providers this time. Good goalkeeping again from Martin. Tempers got frayed in the second half. A yellow card sufficing. More controversy over Celtic's second goal. Slater weaving his way into the box and going down. Paul McStay not standing in ceremony to pick up the crumbs. Charlie Nicholas came off the bench for the second game running and earned Celtic a penalty with 5 minutes to go. Walter Kidd, the offending defender. Applause for Nicholas. And 2 points for Mike Galloway, if only he'd been playing at Murrayfield.
Here's Boyd. Bush with him again. And the corner kick's been awarded. Well, Michael Lush, I'm sure, will be happy to see the back of Tom Boyd after this match. Such a powerful runner. Great pace on the left for Celtic. There's Charlie Nicholas, who is very adept at these set pieces to pick out his man. Short it goes this time to Collins. Good far post ball! It's the old man for Celtic! Jerry Craney does it again! The variation here, Nicholas playing it short for Collins, and just look at the quality of this far post cross, leaving goalkeeper close, completely stranded. That's a great header by Craney. Well, just look how difficult John Collins made this for the goalkeeper and for defenders. Right across the far post, Craney wouldn't be denied, and Celtic have levelled the tie. Here's Boyd charging into that gap, the right-hand side of the Borussia defence. Good ball in. Frustration for Charlie Nicholas. How he'd love to have heralded his return to the first team with a goal. This excellent ball from Tom Boyd. And Nicholas, wrong-footed rather, going for that with the wrong foot, the left. With a beautifully whipped-in cross. The Borussia defence at sea. And no luck for Nicholas. Gillespie doing well. It's in behind them though. This is Rummenigge. Slater doubling back. Chapuisat's in the clear. A chance now for Borussia. That's a great finish by Chapuisat. And it's a savage blow to Celtic. Do some good spoiling work. Plenty of throw-ins and retention of possession. A chance now for Zorc to surely tie it up. He was all on his own, Michael Zorc. Borussia scored again, and that may well be the hammer blow to Celtic's European chances.
Celtic's two new signings this season up front, Andy Payton and Stuart Slater. First we meet the boy who swapped the East End of London for the east side of Glasgow, and we caught up with him on the eve of the Old Firm derby at Celtic Park.
Well, obviously it was a big wrench to leave West Ham after 12 years being with the club. To be honest, I didn't think I was ever going to come up here after a year of newspaper speculation and one thing after another. I just thought it was going to be an ongoing thing, but it worked out that I signed here, and it's going great. I love it up here.
Your form has been improving, I think it's fair to say, game by game, particularly looking back to, let's say, the match in Dortmund, where you probably had your best game in the hook.
Yes, I've been very disappointed with my start, so it could have been a lot better. But I've had food poisoning, as everyone knows, and it's not an excuse or nothing like that, but it did take a toll, and I think I went back too early. I wanted to impress, and I wanted to get in front of the big stage and show the supporters what I could do, and I think I'd come too early. Now, I've had 2 or 3 months training. I'm still getting there. I still feel that I've got a lot more to offer for the club, and hopefully, it'll be all right.
You've been involved in many assists, though, in the goals. If it was the American system, you'd be getting the claim for the assist. Is it a pressure, really, about this scoring the first goal?
Not really, because, I've gone so long without a goal. People just keep on and on about it, and, it would be nice to score, but as long as we're winning and I'm playing well and creating goals, then, I don't see it as a problem, because Liam brought me as a goal maker. He said that in the press conference. But as I say, as long as I get a fair ratio of goals over the season, then I'll be more than happy.
And what about the team itself? How good do you think Celtic are, and how good can they be? Obviously a big challenge trying to meet Rangers this season.
It certainly is. I mean, Rangers have got a lot of money, as everyone knows. But we've got a good team spirit here. There's been a lot of new signings over the last year, and it takes time for people to settle in. Future-wise, I think we've got a very good side. It's just gelling together at the moment. We play lovely football, and that's why I came up here, because I believe football should be played with skill and flair and all that, and that's what Liam's getting in. We've got a lot of players in the side with a lot of skill and flair, and it's just great to be involved in the team.
So how's the East End London boy settling down in the East End of Glasgow overall? You enjoying the area?
It's really nice up here. The people are really friendly, and the Celtic supporters are tremendous.
Good morning, Celtic Football Club. Can I help you?
your way 11 on a Saturday afternoon, eh?
Good for yourself. So that we are quite happy.
Do that, go and Christmas shopping. I think this is the better bet.
Buses never went there, Brian.
Come on, Eddie!
Buses never went there.
Come on, Belzy, come on. Get up for that. We play a bit. Just get a ball down. Never done it before. Not going to change Aye. 2 minutes. I'll give you a minute. Just do the same if you're about the 7 yards. Cross up there. Alright, Paul? Just do the same. I'm 7 yards on the part, come around there. And we'll do the toss up before you break away. Yep. I'll give you something after you after that.
Go, chaps, come on. Nice and solid. Come on.
Come on, let's not get it going now. Come on.
Heads up. Okay, come on, dude.
You goes in quick one, walk with your nail on that, doesn't it?
Come on in, lads, let it go. Come on.
Time now to meet the other Celtic striker who joined early this season. Andy Payton came from Middlesbrough after 4 years with Hull City. How's he settling into life in the Premier Division?
It was a great experience for me, you know, coming to a big club like this. After, you know, this time last year, even now this time last year, I was playing third division football down in England, you know, so yeah, it was a great start for me. Just to get in the side alone to begin with was a real bonus, you know.
And what do you think of the football up here in the Premier League?
Well, the first couple of, well, probably the first 2, 3, 4 games really took some getting used to with the pace of the game, because no matter what anybody says, it's definitely faster up here. But now I've got used to the pace, and you know, you soon get used to things. You've got to get used to things, you know.
The team plays some magic football, but just misses out in the consistency. What do you think's wrong with Celtic?
I don't really know. I mean, I just don't think we've been having the rub of the green lately, you know, look-wise. I mean, against Rangers on Saturday, I mean, the lads did everything. Stuart Slater could have had an hat-trick. He's really unlucky. I mean, he's had shots flying that side of the post, the keeper's making great saves. So I just think we've been a bit unlucky. Well, the team spirit is absolutely fantastic. I mean, we really have got a good set of lads here. There's a lot of banter going on in the dressing room, but it's all good humoured, you know. And I mean, we're 7 points behind Rangers at the moment, but I mean, I've been in a position, once again, going back to Hull, well, we've been 10 points adrift at the bottom of the table, and we've actually stayed up, you know. I mean, there's a long, long way to go yet. Rangers have got some very hard games coming up in the Cup, and we've got to play them again twice. So, I mean, it's very early days yet, so we're all hoping, not just hoping, I mean, there's a lot of determination in the camp that we can, you know, get back up there and hopefully, you know, pip them at the post.
Competition time now, and your chance to win this magnificent Celtic leather jacket. All you have to do is to spot the Celtic crooner.
Because he's bad, bad. Leroy Brown, he's the baddest dude in the whole damn town.
I don't know whether it's Frank Sinatra or Michael Bolton or Michael Sinatra, I'm not too sure at all. But answers on a postcard to the Celtic Collection, P.O. Box 166, Glasgow. Well, as we know, there have been ups and downs so far this season. How does the manager feel about things, and what are the plans for 1993? As always, the last word from the boss, Liam Brady.
Well, disappointed that we're not a lot nearer Rangers at the top of the table, and obviously disappointed to have gone out in the UEFA Cup. But I feel that we went out to a better side, and we have to hold our hands up. But obviously disappointed that we've dropped essential points, especially the game against Rangers, losing that. I thought that was particularly hard to take, and really we should be a lot nearer. But as you say, it has been highs and lows.
How do you take them forward? What do you think's missing in the side?
Well, you take them forward by saying to them, look, that's a standard of play that you must maintain, because if we were to keep the kind of performance on a consistent level as it was against Rangers, albeit we lost, I think you would find, or we would find ourselves on a very consistent run and winning more matches. It's a relatively new side. I think people must remember that. There's new players here, players trying to settle down. Unfortunately, at the moment at Celtic, we are under pressure to get results, immediate results. And in trying to do that and also trying to build for the future is quite difficult. And I think that's probably why there's been a little bit of inconsistency in the results.
The European run you mentioned, that really was one of the highlights, especially the night here against Cologne.
Yes, we didn't do ourselves justice away from home. I had the team play probably in a defensive manner and make sure that we took the game back here with every chance. And people thought when we conceded that second goal a few minutes from the end, which was a really freak goal, that the tie was over. But it was a special night here at Celtic Park, one of those special European nights. And I think so far in the season, that's the one game the supporters can look to with a great deal of satisfaction. Also the staff, but we feel that we could have gone further in the competition. Although I say we met a very strong Dortmund side. But the Cologne game was just one of those games, isn't it, that everything seemed to happen and happen right for us. We got the breaks maybe that we haven't had in other areas this season.
So a great attacking display against Cologne and an excellent defensive performance against Dortmund.
Well, excellent I wouldn't say so, because we did concede that goal, and that goal I think was vital. We talked about how you should play these continentals, and one of the things I learned down through the years playing continental football is that you mustn't give them a chance to hit you on the break, and I felt a little bit aggrieved in Dortmund that we didn't clear that ball prior to Chapuisat scoring, and the same again here at Celtic Park. When we were winning 1-0, we were really in with a big chance, but again we took a risk in the midfield area. They cut it out, and these fellas are so clinical that they finished the tie off really in 5 minutes.
Do you feel in any way that you and the club are under siege at the moment?
Well, no, I don't feel under siege. Obviously, people are looking to me to be the leader in this situation, and that's what I'm trying to do. It's a situation that I haven't had to come up against before. You know, football here in Glasgow is very particular, and it's unique, really. And I don't think any manager really appreciates that until he finds himself in this position. We're having a difficult time at the moment, but there's always light at the end of the tunnel, especially at Celtic Park. They've always come good, and they will again. I just hope that I can do it quickly and satisfy the people that are desperate for that lift in their football lives, let's say.
Well, that's it from Volume.
Just want to wish us all a very Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year, and hopefully we can win something for you at the end of the season. All the best now.
All you Celtic fans out there, hope you have a great Christmas, a very good New Year. Certainly all us players will be giving it our best shot in the new year to hopefully close the gap on Rangers at the top of the league, if not overtake them, and hopefully a good run at the Scottish Cup final, so you'll have a good summer as well. Okay.
Hi there, I'd just like to wish all the Celtic supporters and all our supporters, if they're interested in buying our video, that I'd like to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Just like to wish all the Celtic fans a very happy Christmas, a great New Year. Hopefully we can give you something to shout about in the new year. We're really looking forward to it. I hope you are, but just stick by us and the good times will be soon around the corner.
Hello everybody, just wishing you a very happy Christmas and a happy New Year. It's going to be my first, so I'm really looking forward to it. So hopefully we have something to celebrate.
I'd like to wish all our viewers and all our supporters a very Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year, and hopefully it won't just be a prosperous New Year for yourselves, but also for the club, because I think we owe it to you. Hopefully we'll be up there challenging for both League and Cup. Thank you.
Just like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and hopefully, you know, at the turn of the year we can get a few more results together and be challenging for the championship at the end of the year.
To all Celtic supporters, home and abroad, wishing you a very Merry Christmas and a prosperous and happy New Year. From Gary Gillespie at Celtic Football Club. All the best.
Hi, it's Gordon Marshall here. Just like to wish you all the best for Christmas and the new year. Hopefully it'll be a good year for us, and we're looking forward to it. All the best now. Thank you.
Mullig Fai Haine is Fai Vasha Agib Galer, which I think means Happy Christmas and a Happy New Year to you all. I've been here 12 months, or over 12 months now, and quite honestly I've enjoyed every minute of it. Sometimes it's been better than others, and I just hope that the next 12 months will be as enjoyable as it has been for me, and obviously I hope it's going to be a successful season for us all. Happy Christmas to you all.
Yeah, I'd just like to wish all the Celtic supporters a happy Christmas and a Merry New Year, if that's the right word. Start again. You get enough tape here, aye?
Hello folks, for the next time we're going to take you down memory lane. You're going to see some of the best Celtic Rangers games ever. Hopefully you'll see some of my goals. You'll enjoy this programme because we enjoyed doing it for you on the park.
Neil, powerful kick downfield for Celtic. Shearer doesn't gather it, and Brogan finds Hughes. This could be dangerous. McKinnon challenging. Hughes turns the ball back beautifully on the byline. Hughes wriggling along the byline. Is this the first goal? Hughes turns it in, and it is. Beautiful goal for Celtic.
Here's Lennox. Chalmers in the middle. There's Wallace. Roddick.
Well, whatever era it is, it doesn't matter if it's now or the years going past. There's always something special in beating Rangers. I'm no different. I've always been a Celtic supporter, so there's nothing better for me and getting out there and beating the boys in blue.
Peter Grant. That's intended for Joe Miller. A great interception by Goff. Stevens in trouble. There's Joe Miller. Lofting it in. Mark McGee turning on it. Oh, he's got it through. Mark McGee scoring for Celtic.
Whether it be in black and white or whether it be in colour, it's always excellent to score against them, especially when you hear the punters in the background giving it their end on the hail, hail.
Chance now for Celtic. It's Archdeacon, and that's the third goal. So Woods in goal, and that's a goal.
Well, obviously, I mean, I had a great career, and there's some marvellous victories and some wonderful moments in sport. But I suppose when I look back, when I way back to the 60s and the 70s as well, but mainly the 60s, I think we really endorsed our superiority in Rangers at that particular time, and we had some marvellous games against them, some tremendous players, because both clubs had some great players, and astonishingly enough, an awful lot of good friends amongst those good players as well. But it was always special to beat them, and we were able to do that quite a few times. So there was this wonderful feeling, because the Old Firm's not just about 90. The Old Firm game, rather, is not just about 90 minutes. It's about a whole lot more than that. It's about the week leading up to it, and it's certainly about the week after it. And when you get a result, you know it's something special.
Fenman towards Henderson to go. Towards Ferguson to Henderson. Penalty to Rangers. Well, Ronnie Simpson did it in the last game. Can he do it this time? Johansson taking it. To go. And it's no goal. Johansson's missed it. There's Wallace. Roddick. The goal by Roddick. What a goal! There's Lennox. To goal. The goal by Lennox, right out of the blue. Celtic 3, Rangers 1, technically on the final whistle.